Greetings, YouTube, and shout out to my man Brian Shadow Strike, who I was ironically going to fire up my recorder to do a video on his ideas for buffing a couple of awesome champions. I think Symbiote Spidey and Agent Venom to be exact. And that video will still drop probably tomorrow on my channel, but not right now, because he also sent over the new, as of today, April 8th, Alliance War Potions and Loyalty Store changes, courtesy of the suggestions players made, or should I say the complaints made, versus the new system in place that they announced last week, I think. Greetings, Summoners. Thank you all for your patience as we work to address your feedback on the recent changes to the availability of Alliance Potions and Revives. You've made it very clear that the removal of Alliance Potions and Revives from the Glory Store has significant implications on the Alliance War play experience. Also, shout out to my man KT1, who did a fantastic video on why this was so bad. One of our goals with these changes was to better differentiate how resources are tied to different alliance modes. Glory is an Alliance Quest resource, while loyalty is tied to Alliance Wars. That being said, we know that in the previous iteration of the Glory Store, many players felt the need to spend Glory to subsidize the cost of Alliance War at the expense of spending less on rank-up materials. Well, also, they either did that or they couldn't afford to charge their credit card. I've had people tell me as free-play players, if I don't use Glory on those potions, I probably get kicked from my alliance because I don't have revives. Of course, that's also been a bit of a delayed issue because of Wednesday compensation packages, but I'm telling you, those are not going to be there forever. And as much as people like to complain about them because they always seem to go into the overflow of your inventory, you oftentimes in life forget how good you had something until it's gone. And so just keep in mind, enjoy those overflow potions while you can, because Kabam will not want to give us them forever. We intend to better define that separation, but know there is work to be done to make this transition smoother and clarify our intentions. So even though they didn't really expressly say that in the first post, it is obvious that they thought they were actually giving Alliance War players a unfair competitive advantage, a economy changing move by taking something they viewed was strictly Alliance Quest and being able to use it to help with Alliance War. I think it's a BS idea and a BS explanation, because those potions have been in the Glory Store since the beginning and they never said a dang thing about it. It's only after years of this being the case that they suddenly say that they should have never essentially been there in the first place. We want to preface these changes by saying that we recognize that the current loyalty store prices do not work with the current amount of loyalty that is available to summoners through Alliance Wars at this time. Amen. Preach it. However, right now the vast majority of healing in Alliance War is done using potions that are received through the weekly compensation messages, with many players selling leftover potions weekly, including those in the top tiers of Alliance War, which also, whenever they bring that up, makes me think, well, maybe they're going to stop giving it to us soon? Nonetheless, in preparation of compensation ending bingo, once the input issues are addressed, we will be raising the purchase limit for all Alliance War potions in the loyalty store from 2 to 5, lowering the purchase limit refresh timer from 7 days to 1, and implementing scaling cost. I think all those things are fantastic, though it's kind of shady that they're saying that they're going to wait until the compensation packages stop to do that. That's classic Kabam. These changes will go live next week with the start of Alliance War Season 33 on Wednesday, April 13th. So hopefully there'll be a little bit of overlap, because if that was the case, then we would stop getting compensation packages next Wednesday. Okay, so Alliance War health potions, you can see level 1s go up to 3,750 for 5 of them, 2, 18,750, 3, 37,500, 4, 50,000. It's still a lot. Team health potions go all the way up to 187,500 if you're going to go all the way up to the Alliance War team health potions level 4s. And then Alliance War team revives, those are the big ones, right? You can only get to 2 and spend up to 45,000 per. Wow. We're aware that even after those changes, we need to greatly increase the amount of loyalty that is available to summoners regularly. Amen to that as well. And plan to significantly increase the flow of loyalty to players before we end the weekly compensation messages. Okay. You know what I love about that? I could try to awaken my 6-star Unstoppable Colossus with that, because ain't nothing happening with my activity in Alliance War. We will start by increasing the amount of loyalty earned from Alliance Wars wins and losses. We're still tuning the exact numbers, but wanted to share some early figures on that with you. These figures represent the expected loyalty payouts for alliances running 3 battle groups, but there will also be increases for alliances that run 1 or 2 battle groups. And so, Expert, win 12,000, lost 4,900. Win proposed 54,000, lost 29,000. I mean, that's a big deal between the current and proposed. Wow. I mean, all this is fantastic. Some of the best pro player changes we have seen, and I think that's my takeaway for sure. We also have more changes and updates planned for the loyalty store in the future, but don't have information to share on those at the moment. We realize that this may not match what some had hoped an update to Alliance War Potions and Revives would look like. Our goal here is not to make these a replacement for the weekly Alliance War Potions and Summoners are receiving right now, but to ensure that we are accounting for the number of potions and revives that Summoners were using prior to the weekly compensation packages going live. That makes sense, but also people have gotten so used to 6 months plus of those compensation packages, I think it's going to hit a lot of people in the face the hard way when they realize, oh, those are like not coming back. And then there's going to be some irony because people are going to be like, can the game stop working again so we can get those potions back, please? Even though we've been saying for the last 6 months, we don't care about compensation if the game was fixed. And for a lot of our friends and fellow summoners, it has not been fixed. I've had Perry issue reports, especially since the new patch hit in the beginning of April. So there you have it, YouTube. What do you think about these updates and changes? Do you think that they are pro player enough, or are you disappointed, or are you pleasantly surprised? Let me know in the comments below. And Brian Shadowstrike, thank you again for the information.